Welcome to Sports with me, Adam Noel. We start tonight in baseball as the Isotopes look to snap a 5-game losing streak, taking on Reno in Game 4 of their 5-game series. And it looked good early, as in the top of the first, Drew Weeks would get his squad on the board. An RBI double to left made a 1-0 ball game. But not done yet. Drew Butera would knock in Weeks with a double of his own. The Topes took a 4-0 lead in the first, but as of now, they trail 6-4 in the 5th inning. They will wrap up their series with the Aces tomorrow at 2:05 p.m. Now to the pitch. The New Mexico United are coming off a draw last night against the LA Galaxy 2. 1-1 was the final. The United now sit tied for 3rd place in the USL Western Conference standings with 6 wins, 3 losses, and 8 draws. And while this isn't the result the team wanted, they are happy that this rough stretch of games is behind them, as they now have a week in between their next matchup. I spoke with the voice of the United, Adam Deal, and he says this time off will be beneficial for the group.
It's brutal, okay, and it's not just it's a lot of games, but it's also on the road, right? They're playing all these games on the road. In sport of soccer, obviously fitness is so key, and it's going to get a lot easier as they have rest going forward. So the fact that they've been this successful with a road schedule bodes well for them.
But going back to last night, as once again Kevon Frater found the net. Frater now has 11 goals on the season, which leads the USL. Deal says this guy is special.
I know he's going to get a look, which a lot of United fans don't want to hear, in the next level, because of how good he's playing. And he's leading the USL in goals, and he also, I believe, is one of the leading scorers in the U.S. Open Cup. He's up for the Golden Boot in that as well. And his goals are so timely, too. They come in the right places at the right times. He's been big.
The United will play at the Real Monarchs next. That game is Saturday at 8 p.m. Now let's hit the cage, as UFC fighter Tim Means has been laid up since March after suffering an ankle injury in his fight with Nico Price. It was a brutal injury, but also the first of Tim's career that has kept him out for this long. But Means is feeling good, as he is moving well and almost has full range of motion on it. Timmy even has a date in mind for when he can get back in the UFC octagon.
Physically good. You know, a surgeon told me this week that I wouldn't fight till November. He'd be more comfortable with November. And for the most part, sports science and athletes is at an all-time high. So I feel real confident with what's going on, and I'm looking forward to November and the end of the year.
Means is doing everything he can to get his ankle back in shape, but he is also taking his training to the next level with his brain, as Timmy has started doing cognitive brain training with his NeuroPeak Performance. This is something that Tim believes will take him to the next level.
The point of this training that we're doing with the brain and the science with the brain is to make it's going to be an uncomfortable situation, but when we get into the cage, everything's slowed down, and I'm seeing things coming at me at walking speed instead of a sprint. So I'm happy to be doing this work, and I'm happy to be getting something in while I'm doing my rehab and coaching, and heck, man, life is good.
Once again, Tim is slated to be back in the octagon in November. We have the 7th inning stretch. A commercial break is on deck, but the Gladiators are in the hole as they start postseason play next week. More on them in the Sports Second Take after the break.
You guys are coming into the playoffs. Do you guys have any pressure, or is it more excitement to kind of perform again?
I say it's more excitement because we got guys on the team that haven't won. So we kind of have a mindset set like right now that we haven't won. We're trying to get the guys that haven't won a ring too. We're looking at it like a repeat, you know. I mean, that's the end goal, but it's like a just rewind of last year. How can we get that ring?
The Duke City Gladiators are now solely focused on the playoffs, as they are coming off a 43-26 regular season ending victory last night. The defending CIF champs are hungry to repeat and believe that the team that they have are capable of doing it. But it also helps that after this win over the Liberty last night, the Gladiators will now get to play at home throughout the playoffs.
It help us out like big. You know, you got to come up here to this altitude, then you got to go against our fans. Then, you know, so it works out big for us, you know, and it's just a comfortability for us too.
The Gladiators will open playoff action at Tingley Coliseum on Saturday at 6:05 p.m. Their opponent is still to be determined. That'll do it for sports tonight on KRQE News 13. Signing off, I am Adam Noel.